Tell me when we go. We going?
I think we's going, yes.
We's going. Alrighty, this is our YouTube Scrappy Sewalong. So, I cut my background fabric into 6.5 inch strips. I'm gonna put it in 3 layers. I'm making sure that the folds, ooh, that's not quite right. I'm making sure that the folds are covering my blades, otherwise it won't cut, on my 6.5 inch strip die. Covering my blade. I can go 6 layers of fabric. That's why I can do my width of fabric cuts into 3 layers. I stick them in my go big, and my magic machine spits out squares at the other side. Easy peasy. So all of your background fabric, you're gonna chop into squares. We haven't really addressed binding. I'm assuming you guys are not gonna bind with your background fabric. I'm assuming you're probably gonna bind with some of your scraps. What would be fun is if you had a bunch of strips left and you put your strips together end to end, and you could bind with Scrappy binding too. That would be fun. Anyway, okay, so I got my 6.5 inch strips. And now, this is what you're gonna do. So I have mine laid out. And I so lied to you yesterday on the live video. I lied. If you're laying yours out straight, so in other words, if yours is going like this, then you're gonna be 9 by 11. I did it backwards. You're 9 by 11 across if you're laying it straight. If you're not laying it straight, if you're laying it on point like I am, and we're cheating for our on point, we did not make the corner triangles. We did not make those. We're just putting our 9 patches in, and we are gonna trim this puppy straight. So if you're doing on point like I did, you don't go 1 more, you go 1 less. Because on point, the block is longer than it is wide. Duh, I made a mistake. Okay, so it's 9 by 11 if you're straight for a lap. And this is 8 by 10 if you're on point for a lap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. 8 by 10 if you're on point. So it's 1 less, not 1 more. If you're gonna make a queen, it's 15 by 17 if you're laying them out straight. If they're on point, 14 by 16. Okay, so 1 less if it's on point. 8 by 10 if it's on point. 9 by 11 if it's laid out straight square. Queen, 15 by 17 if it's laid out straight square. 14 by 16 if it's on point. Sorry. Bad Lisa. Okay. Once you get it laid out like that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do your rows. So like this will be my first row right here. And then I'm gonna do this row. And then that row and that row and that row. Make sure when you press, you're pressing your seam allowances in alternating directions each row so that your seams nest. Easy peasy. And then put your rows together. Then we're gonna trim her down next week. So this week you got a lot of sewing to do. You gotta get your rows sewed together and then get all your rows into a quilt top. And then we're gonna trim her down and maybe we'll quilt it. Why not? I'm gonna quilt it on the long arm. If you don't have a long arm, we have them. We can get you one by the time it's ready to quilt. Anyway, give us a holler if you need anything. But remember, I lied on the live video. It's 1 less if you're putting it on point, not 1 more. Sorry. Okay, talk to you.